The first speaker we have today is Dr. Kelechi, who is a postdoctoral research associate within the Descent group. She undertook her PhD in the Descent group at the University of York. Kelechi attained the Associate Fellow of the Higher Educational Academy UK status during her PhD after successfully completing the York Teaching and Learning Award program. She was also appointed as a postdoctoral research associate under the RC Equality and Diversity Grant to develop a resource to help decolonize the chemistry curriculum in 2021, and also appointed as a postdoctoral research associate under the Research Enablement Grant to evaluate the laser photodissociation spectroscopy as a method to identify aromaticity and anti-aromaticity in isolated gas phase molecules in 2022 before taking up her new role in October 2023. She was also awarded the 2025 Horizon Prize for Education for championing decolonization of the undergraduate chemistry curriculum throughout widespread dissemination of strategies and resources to promote more inclusive chemistry teaching, which she will discuss more right now. Please give me a warm welcome to Kelechi.
I just wanted to, share something, and because I know the concept of decolonization is no longer anything new in terms, if we will talk about our chemistry community. And then for a lot of departments in York, I know that has actually been something of interest. So I was just looking at it from an angle of making a talk where we are trying to reflect, and try to take responsibility to also weigh if actually there's anything individually we can do to help hasten this into effect. But that can only come, if after sharing we see we have a part truly to play. So the first bit is I want us to play a game to start. And if you can help me, just scan this code and just, use just one word and tell me. Unfortunately, I couldn't use my computer, so I would have loved to. Are you sure I shouldn't? Oh my God, I can use my computer. Money, Lord. Oh.
Oh, you're okay. You're okay.
So thanks for sitting there. Ooh. What's coming in here is very interesting, okay? Curiosity, we could see a lot of things going on. Some people said interesting, some said exciting. I'm just seeing a lot of words are coming in. Okay, some saw it as an opportunity. Some saw it, some are saying, well, some were excited. I saw somebody say excited, some said unknown. So, some said there is doubt. Of course, any word you use is exactly what defines us as individuals and why we are different. So the word you're using is how you perceive things when new things come to your table. I was surprised because somewhere I saw someone say suspicious, but I don't think I've seen that here. So nobody was suspecting that something that is not right is about to happen. And anything anybody says, oh, I was a bit dodgy about this, it was that, is very correct. Because human beings are not meant to be moving all the time. We have to apply force to move from one place to the other. So inertia is a place we like. something that have been existing doesn't need to be touched. And when it's to be touched, a new force must come. But it takes a lot for us to agree that we are moving in the right direction. And so that's just why I wanted to introduce the game. Let's know how it was. Because I know for me, it was exciting when I saw it. Because it's something I've been thinking. Where do I belong? Because I'm a black woman. So this is just the outline of the talk. Just a brief word, because it's just a few minutes I have here, just to talk about what is declaration important, focus on the importance. I don't want to go into details of a lot of things, but why is it not coming? Okay. So why is it really important? We've shared it many times. We've been talking about it. There's a lot of things that have happened. We know that if everybody brings his idea, if everybody's opinion is brought on board, it widens, it broadens, knowledge and helps a lot of people to do things better. And that's actually the most vital thing there. The valuing contributions from other people. What it actually does for me is not just about, maybe people of minority finding a place or a space in the community. But again, it creates a different kind of approach, a different kind of mindset for also people that are not of the minority, how they perceive minority. That are, it's not like somebody that missed his way inside a place, but we all did something together. So that's a different point. So then, of course, you've read it all. There's nothing. But what caused it here in York? We know about this. I looked at the new research that have come up. Just few things have changed. Nothing much has really changed in terms of these, because I looked at it and I discovered that the attainment gap has not really, it's not really like a lot has really happened in a couple of years, but at least something has happened because it dropped a bit. I don't know, but I don't know if it's gonna change again. So, but in terms of students feeling a sense of belonging, we have not really, seen it, but because the conversation is going on, I strongly believe that we should give it time. If there's no conversation, that means we are in the dark. Nothing is happening. So for decolonization, I know something will happen. So I'm not really expecting like a jump now. We have only 2%, of people saying, "Oh, I don't have a sense of belonging." That would be like a magic. So we expect this to happen. Now, dropping from, on that now, a lot of factors are contributing to this now. But the issue of diversity is a strong thing, because a lot of people, like having also this opportunity to work with because recently I've been working with YSEED, and I could see how much they helped people that wouldn't have continued, to be, to enter, see themselves as people that can go for higher education and go for other kind of, qualifications. So I could see that this actually the gap is closing because of a lot of, contributions from different people. Again, we know how it started in York. There was a clear publication, which was championed by Professor Caroline Decent, on how it started in York. It came from student voices. And so decolorization is not something that, people started feeling that, I don't think, we need to have a community where everybody is represented. And it is good that the students championed it, because I believe that if it was left for maybe only the academics or maybe people that have passed a level, you have a lot of things on your table, to think about, but they championed it in York. And everywhere I have been to give a talk, I notice that people say, "Oh, that the students in York," but it's not only York. We know about what happened in UCL. We know about a lot of things that have happened in other places, but it came from the young. It came from the young. That's why I believe it's something that is sustainable. Now I want to discuss the quotes. The quotes, there are a lot of quotes, to just portray how much this has affected people and their progress in life. The first quote came from, the missing colors, the missing colors thing. That's by Menon. He said, "A high population of Black UK students say that the curriculum does not reflect issues of diversity, equality, and discrimination. Therefore, they do not feel a sense of belonging." So there was a research that was conducted, and that was the truth. he said it, and it's the truth. Sometimes it may not be very clear, but when you are in the minority, you may understand it better. But the truth is, no matter how much, is worse when you have people that are also growing in a society, and it's like sometimes they come to ask questions, which shows that they also feel same in different areas. So, okay, then a second person, which I really, the person I wanted to talk about, Sheriff. Sheriff made this statement, and I was like, oh, at his level, when I was doing the research, and I saw his quote. He said, if some teachers had pointed out some role models of people like me contributing to science, it would have helped my confidence. But you know him, he's very good in this field. He has done a lot of work, but he's still also saying that how I could have done better if the system, if the curriculum is actually showing that people like me contributed, or I had a role model I was looking up to. And then I want to just read the last one. I enjoyed mathematics and was good at it, but it never occurred to me that I could do something with it because I didn't learn about scientists or mathematicians who looked like me. This was Torin Denny. He was the captain of a football club in Birmingham. He was the captain of them, so he played football in his life. He played for different clubs. But this was his one. He has been championing, like inclusion and into a lot of things for young people, trying to make them understand not to drop out because you feel you are not included, but that it's going to be a change. What decolonization actually means. Now, we go back to why people said like unknown. I was curious, I was suspicious, I was this, I was that, because what we don't want, or what we are not talking about, is to come, and clean off, our chemicals, our chemical processes or systems that are right, because they are not wrong. The only thing we're saying is make the story global. Make everybody's, let people's contribution, be reflected in what we are teaching, in our teaching and learning. And that it will help people to know that it didn't come from, it's a collective effort. So if I walk into a chemistry class, or as a chemist I don't see it like, oh, it's something that was given to me. But I'm seeing it from an angle that people like me contributed, all of us, so I could also contribute something. So what is decolonization? It brought us, what does it do? What are the key elements that we look out for? So that it doesn't come to anybody's mind that, oh, that is gonna scrape, what is right. No, that's not what it has come to do. But in the curriculum, it's trying to tell the real story. It's trying to get everybody involved, Then maintaining this, that's just what I explained, that decolonization enhances scientific understanding by providing broader context, allowing for an inclusive exploration of scientific development without sacrificing rigor or accuracy. So the systems that are right are there, but the right story needs to be told. Now, York. York is known to have championed a lot and have done a lot in this. And I know the EDI team has done a lot. This is, they've added a lot of things. They've done, massively well. So it started with positive, feedback from, voice. They listened to the voice. And I may not dwell too long there because there's a publication already out there for that. And then contribution, highlighting this, which some people have actually done a lot of work. I know after we still talk, there are a lot of people that have done a lot to see that we have a decolonized and a diverse kind of curriculum shared with the undergraduates in York. Now, the institution, when I talk of this, I'm talking about the chemistry department, I'm talking about York chemistry. These are some of the things that were put in place that helped this to stand to the level it had moved. The EDI team training, I know is clear that many of us received that, and I know Leonie is there. She does a lot of training to make us have, a view of what diversity should be like and how inclusive is important for us to be. Then decolonizing the chemistry, that was established in 2018. And it's from that group that some of the things that came up. And I'm very, very happy that Professor Caroline is also here. She's gonna talk later about this was actually what happened in York. And then RIC Diversity Grant, which that was a privilege. That opportunity came, and one of the people that I favored to be able to create the resource, that people can visit to help develop to develop the chemistry curriculum. Identify needs for greater visibility. These things are fine, and I know like somebody like Avatar is also doing a lot of things in religious inclusivity and all that. Just all these things is just when we're telling the story of our chemistry, like people that have contributed in one way or the other, are involved. I'm gonna hurry up. I'm looking at my time. Yeah. So this is the work. If you want to read this work, it's important to read it. This was how it started in York. Now, the strategic framework, I may not talk so much about it, but strategic framework is just looking at how, it should be represented in our curriculum. How do you raise scientists that, okay, for example, malaria is dominant in my place, and giving out grants for such, if we're doing research, producing a good scientist, the scientist should have a broader view of things, but they can only have a broader view if we bring in, contributors or troubles that are going on in other parts of the world. Then acknowledging, so just like part of the resource that was created, if you go there, you see a lot of contributions from people. When these things are in our everyday kind of curriculum and what we, how we, apply our teaching and learning, we see that these things are being told, the stories are told correctly. I think that will really help. This is just being strategic. But remember, someone has actually been doing, I know David Smith has been doing a lot of work in York in this light. So, now this is the resource. The resource is to help us, develop, it was put together by a big team, wonderful team. And I'm so happy that is there, because I just recently learned that someone has taken it to start embedding into some of the undergraduate curriculum. And I want to say kudos to, York Chemistry, because we are doing a lot. I think we are champions. Okay, there's no need to scan this because we don't have the time anymore. But I wanted us to see it as something, I'm bringing it from a reflective point of view. We have had this, it's been on since 2021, that was when the first publication came out, till now. What have we done as individuals? Is it really something you could find driving force for? We are decolonizing, fine. Are we seeing any change? What of the teaching and learning? Have we seen, shared any experience with anybody? Just personal thing. I didn't really want people to do much because it's just for you to reflect. So what have I actually observed? Has it helped any student? Telling more of the story from the light of a global perspective. Did it change anything? And with that, I just want to say, this is the Horizon Award team. I want to have a big shout out to them because this is online. You can go and read them. And so decolonization in York has achieved something. When you start a work, you wouldn't know how far it can go. But with something like this, I think things that we appreciate. RSC appreciates that. Next steps, so what can we do again if we're leaving this place? We want to leave this place is something, I want to maybe discuss more of the second one. It should be a personal responsibility. It's a responsibility we have to take that anywhere I'm going, especially because as academics and I know people are growing to be one thing or the other tomorrow. What am I going out here? I'm going out of this place with a mindset that in everything I do, I try to look out for, other people that could be involved. What are they involved in? Just to tell their story, to tell stories of the origin of things in the correct manner, and we're not to whitewash anything or to clean off what is right or any system, but to be able to tell the story in the perspective that everybody feels belonging. And that is where I think almost everything, I just want to say, because I just found a new talent, and that's my drawing. Thank you. And I didn't just find the talent, but I just started working on it. So thank you, and if there are questions, I can take that. Thank you.